Hello everyone, welcome again to my story series on how I wrote my book, The Incense. So if you're just coming across my channel for the first time, you're welcome. Feel free to subscribe, don't hesitate. But if you're a returning viewer, you're welcome as well. Subscribe and come back. Let's continue on this journey. So I've talked about the frustration I experienced in my graphic designer, the delay. Another place I experienced frustration was procurement of ISBN and barcode. If you intend to publish in print, ISBN is not negotiable. You have to get an ISBN. And I didn't go through the online process now because my location, the library is closed. I went to the library, I made payments, and they told me in less than 1 week this thing will be out. And I had set my launch date. I had sent the date for this book launch because they said 1 week it will be out. My printer told me 1 week. Let's leave that of the printer. Let's talk about that of ISBN. Do you know that it took God? I think it took more than 3 weeks for this ISBN to come out, and they don't have a physical office. When I go to the library, when I contact, they tell me that it's from Abuja. They are coming from Abuja. It's not their fault. It's not in their power. God, they told me stories, and these stories are usually heartbreaking. When you've made plans, okay, this is how this will do this, and people have made payments for this book. Like, I've announced my release date was July something, so it was July. I checked. I said, okay, well, let it to August. This book took like 3 months to be finally released. Not because it was my fault, because the delay was not in any way from my hand. I have written, I have edited, I've gotten my book cover. Just give me ISBN. ISBN took months. ISBN took weeks. ISBN delayed me. ISBN finally came after like 3 weeks. We had to stay extra 2 weeks to wait for barcode to come. And I don't know. Please, if you're a business person, service provider, is your WhatsApp and your email, don't joke with it. Don't always check it daily. Don't spend ages to respond to email. People are working with deadlines, and then your delay is causing trouble for people. And when I finally got the ISBN, I got my barcode. It was not time because I didn't work with any publisher. It's self-publishing. I did everything myself. Though I had to aside, there was no traditional publisher helping me. There was no publishing company. It was me. So I reached out to a printer to help me go on with the printing, because I think I was working with 200 copies now. So I reached out to him. We agreed. Money was not the issue. We agreed on the price. He told me 1 week as well. He told me to not waste time. 1 week. God. 1 week. Like it crawled 2 weeks to like 2 months. And the funny thing was that I was going from school to his office for follow-up, to remind him, to disturb him. He will keep giving me he will like, me, calm down, and it was so annoying. It was so offensive. I was very angry. No, I was mad. What is this? People have paid for this book. Remember, I told you I opened pre-order a year before, and when I was done working on the manuscript, now I had gotten my book cover. I opened pre-order. I opened waitlist. People were making payments. I think about 20 to 25 people had made payments. You're up to 30. Few people were for the ebook, and then the rest was for the print. And then these people, how will I keep telling them story? I said, okay, I'll tell them, okay, next week. So, okay, next week. Like, I had people from Enugu, people from Ilorin, from Porta. People really paid for the book, but then they delay. To say I was angry that period is an understatement, because Andonians could not qualify the frustration I was going through that period. It was so hard. And being a student and writing exams and everything, it was very bad. I thank God it didn't affect my results in any way. It was very bad. So I decided to relax, finish my exams, and go and meet the man. You know that after that period, after this, the whole delay of 2 months, the man ended up delivering nonsense. Like the day, okay, he said, okay, I should come this week. I went in his office. I spent literally the whole day in his office. He asked me to come back. He gave me excuse. Like, he said, I'm going back to school tomorrow, and people have paid for this book in school. I'm going back with it. He said that I went there the next day. I was supposed to go back to school the next day. I was there for, I think, for it was up to 5 hours. Yet, excuse me, he said he was saying he will build it. I think he eventually will build it, but not. It took like 3 to 5 days for the way bill to get in, and then I'm seeing the work. I'm not. I was not impressed in any way. The binding was loose. The binding was. At this point, I don't know if I'm to encourage people to go on with self-publishing, because if I was working with maybe traditional publisher, maybe if I had a publishing company, I would have been pouring my grievances on them. But then, let me do myself. I said I want to do this thing myself, and God, it's not an experience I wish for anybody. The printing was not just weak. The arrangement, some of the books were like everything about it was just so bad. It was a very bad experience. Like, this is my first book in print, but the experience alone is enough to make someone not to continue writing. But at the point, I told myself, I will not stop. I will not stop. Even when I was telling my friend, she was like, "This thing I can make readers not to buy." It's true, but I said no. It's possible, yeah, but it's not happen because the mistakes did not in any way alter what I wrote, because it's obvious that this is not the author of the mistake of the writer. This is not a typographical error. It's not. It's just. It's the malfunctioning, the mismanagement of the person I was working with, and he was not. Even if he was apologetic in any way, he did not refund me. So there's his apologies is inconsequential to the impact of what he did. Because when people buy the book now, some people were complaining that the pages were not complete. More like, you see page 7, you now see page 12, see page 15, now go and see page 8. Like, they scattered my work. Some were upside down, and some of them, the binding was so loose that once you open it for the first time, it's tearing. Like, I was so discouraged. I was so discouraged. This happened last year, but I was so discouraged. I was so discouraged. But I decided to encourage myself in the Lord. It's my first time experience working as an author, and it doesn't determine the future success. Sorry, it doesn't determine the success of my books in the future. It will not. It will, even when I want to reprint, because I had printed 200 copies, and so far we've sold over 100 copies now. I think it's about 70 to 50 copies left. And by the grace of God, before the end of the year, I'll sell off. And if I sell off, I'm not going back to the same one. How, if you were in my shoes, will you work with the same person? With this attitude now, will you work with the same person? Because it's very discouraging. Please, business owners, take the work of other people seriously. Please, business owners in the house, whether you're a small business owner or you've grown, don't take the work of other people as a joke. You're jeopardizing people's reputation, jeopardizing people. Do you know how many times I had to say sorry? In fact, at the point, I had to thank God for the kind of audience He gave me. Because a lot of people would have gone to drag me online, that I took their money and not bring their book. And how will I keep telling story upon story upon story? Like, it was such a bad moment. I think that was all for the writing, and the publishing process. Yes. Okay, I released it on Seller. Maybe in the next video I'll tell you how I was able to upload the book on Seller, how I was able to go about the marketing, how the sales went, and then on a different video I'll talk about the book launch. That one is a whole lot. The story inside that one is plenty well. So relax and stay tuned. Catch you in my next video.